Peace, 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 peace. What's up, y'all? So, as usual, per usual, another recap video of what we talked about this week. Friday, the idea of reaping what you sow, man. And this comes in many forms and fashion. You know, sometimes we don't know that we're sowing seeds that we're not prepared or ready to accept the fruit that yields from the seeds that we planted. You know what I mean? We're not aware of the seeds that we are planting and what's going to come from those seeds. Consciously, though, trying to do the right thing, doing right by people, just trying to be a good person, man. For me, that just being a good man, and for others, just being a good human being. For everyone, being a good human being. But that is, to me, I feel like it's one of the most important things we could do is setting ourselves up to just have a good life. Listen, I look at it like this. I don't necessarily believe just because you do good things are going to happen to you. That's not exactly what I mean. Or just because you do bad things are going to happen to you. Because bad things happen to good people. There's plenty of people who try to do the right thing, and circumstances that life is going to throw at them puts a stumbling block in front of them. You know what I mean? And I think that's just what life is. And, you could frame that however you want. Some people look at it as a test or blessings or gifts. Some people see hardship as gifts, whatever. Anyway, the point I'm making is I don't necessarily believe just because you do good things that good things are going to happen to you. But instead, when you do good, there's going to be many more opportunities for good things to happen for you and to you. If you treat people correctly and you try your best to be a genuine human being, people see that. And not only do they see it, but they feel it. And it becomes easier for them to reciprocate these sort of feelings. And opportunities can open up as far as endeavors that you may want to. Doing good opens up opportunities for more good to come into your life. If you're negative and you do a lot of negative things and you're constantly doing people wrong and having these terrible habits that are causing you to derail your own life, or you're influencing people to do things that are going to derail their lives, that is only going to bring and attract more negative things to you. You do drugs all day, and you're snorting all of these different drugs that you may not know what they are, and you fuck around and snort something that takes your life, or whatever. You get the point I'm making here. So all in all, I say, man, do your best to do good. Just try and do right by people. Try and just be a good human being who wants to do the right thing. Sometimes it's not easy. It's usually easier to do the wrong thing. It's easier to the fast way, and typically the fast way is not always the best way, and it's not always the right way. So tether yourself to the right way and not the fast way or the easy way. And try and hold yourself to a certain standard, and know that you won't go below that standard that you've set for yourself. You know what I mean? That's what we should strive for, I believe, personally. I think it'll help us all change the world, man. But that's, like I said, that's a different conversation for another day. But yeah, I also spoke about completing things. And this has been one of my biggest issues. I guess I don't want to say in my whole life. Maybe I just haven't really picked up on it, as a kid. But I know in my adult life, in my teenage life, it was definitely something that I frequently did, was not complete things. And I understood the effect of what it could do. I'll say this. I'm kind of a weird individual. Like, when I do something, I put everything that I am into it, like wholeheartedly do things. But I also have this tendency to, when I'm doing something and I get frustrated with it, I have a tendency to want to start fresh and start something new. Like, for example, if I'm creating a song and I could have been working on this song for a week straight, recording the song, writing the song, engineering the song, mixing and doing all the tweaks to the song. And then I could be a week into this song and then get to a place where I've tried and put so much into it that now I've become frustrated with it because it's not sounding how I wanted it to sound, or I overthink a part of the song, or I overthink what I've wrote or written. And I just get to a place where I want to scrap the whole thing. And usually, that's what I would have done. It's just, all right, I'm done. I'm just going to start something brand new. When I had put all this time, all this energy into creating something and getting almost to the finish line and then scrapping it just because of an emotion that I felt, or a thought that came up from overthinking. But I realized that when you finish projects, when you bring things to completion, even if you don't like them, you have a tendency to be able to go back and see what, I guess maybe you can see sort of, firstly, you can see what it took for you to get through that rough patch. But you also can go back and sort of appreciate what it was or what it became. And that's kind of the most important thing for me is being able to go back and appreciate it, but also knowing that I'm creating a habit of completing things. Because the more I would do the thing where I would get in my head and get frustrated and throw away a whole project, the more I realized that was becoming commonplace. And any little thing that either inconvenienced me or just made me feel a certain type of way about what I was doing would cause me to just throw it away. And being a person who is habitually not completing their work is never conducive to success, And I didn't realize I was building that habit of just not finishing things. So being able to go back and look and appreciate what you did create and seeing it as a whole project, but also knowing that you're creating this habit of pushing through even when you do want to quit, even when you do want to just throw your hands up in the air and say, fuck it all, but you didn't. That to me is super important. And I think it's beneficial, man. It's been very beneficial to me. So, yeah. Obviously, I think I talked early this week about change. Made a couple of videos about change and how it's inevitable, man. It's coming. It's always like, I look at change like I look at death. Inevitable. It's always going to come into your life. You can try your best to stay comfortable. You can try your best to keep things somewhat normal or to keep some sort of normalcy about your life. Man, it'll only last so long before change comes. And then the more adverse you become to change and things changing around you, the more you're going to be in upheaval when things do change. If you allow yourself to sort of just take a deep breath and flow with the inevitability of change, the easier change is going to be on your mind and on you're not going to get as stressed. You're not sure. There's always going to be stressful situations, and change is always going to bring some sort of unfamiliarity, which causes anxiety or fear or whatever. But knowing that change is something that you're used to, or something that you're willing, at least willing to entertain, it becomes a lot less difficult than it would be if you were just always just trying to fucking white knuckle grip your comfortability. You know what I'm saying? So change is inevitable. It's coming. Being able to overcome change and the fear and anxiety that come with it will only cause you to grow and become better. Man, life is funny. It's funny. Like, I look at my own life and I'm looking at all the shit that, like, the change and man, you know, you don't always get your way in this life either. Keep that in mind at all times. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all watching once again. Peace.